Hi, my name is Tim. I'm a Vision ambassador based here in London, the United Kingdom, and I'm doing a review of this Vision's XLV Nymph and Dry Reel in the 5-6 weight category. My fishing is quite varied, especially during the summer. I like doing mullet, fishing some small urban streams for chub. I do a bit of trout fishing in April to May, and in winter it's mostly chub and the odd jack pike on some of those rivers. My go-to rod for all of that is the Vision XO in a 9-foot 5 weight. So for me, this reel does it all for me. It has a full cage design. It is designed primarily for nymphing. It prevents your thinner nymphing lines and leaders getting caught between the cage and the spool. It is made of machined aluminium, and it has an anodized reel seat foot, which is screwed in place, not riveted. It is 105 millimeters in diameter. That's 10.5 centimeters or 4.1 inches. It comes in at 131 grams in weight or 4.6 ounces, so quite light for a reel of this size. The handle is fashioned from EVA. It has a beautiful swell towards the end, and it is quite grippy, so to speak, even in wet conditions. It has integrated counterbalance as well. The click sound of the drag is identical both ingoing and outgoing, and it is formed from indentations that are machined in the spool, and they click against some spring-loaded clickers that are housed within the cage. The drag itself has roughly 3/4 of a turn to go from the loosest setting, which is good for tippets as light as 6-7x, to the tightest setting, which for me is adequate for anything you could catch in any freshwater environment here in the UK. The drag unit itself is not sealed, so it is something to keep in mind if you do take it into saltwater environments. The drag tightens up very nicely, throughout the whole range as well. It has, nicely spaced increments, and has a very satisfying click sound as well. And it has no detectable startup inertia. So to take the spool off, there's a lever that you have to push down quite firmly. Personally, I prefer to grip the reel in the spokes when I do that to pull it out. Remember, it is a full cage design, so you don't have the same amount of space to grip, as it were, when compared to a more traditional large arbor spool cage design. Yeah, the only thing is, I guess some people wouldn't like to have quite a large arbor reel on a shorter rod, so I would say a 9-foot rod. But for me personally, I prefer it. It minimizes line coiling, and your pickup is a lot quicker if you've been double hauling and you've got quite a bit of line at your feet. Also, I do a lot of mullet fishing. Those fish, sometimes they do give you a good old ruck. So being able to pick up line that bit quicker, it's really beneficial. Personally, I would even be happy going and putting this reel on something like an 8-foot, 4.6 ounces. It's going to balance a lot of the shorter rods. Vision say that you can use this in salt water. Just make sure you rinse it off, because it is not a sealed drag. So be very careful, do not dunk it. You shouldn't do that with any reel. Sealing does not equal waterproof anyway, so So this reel here in the United Kingdom at the moment retails for £200, give or take. It's worth every penny in my opinion. It has some really well thought out touches, and me personally, I think it's a very versatile reel that doesn't just have to be used on a nymphing rod, and I don't use it on a nymphing rod. So all in all, a fantastic package, the Vision XLV Nymph and Dry.